Hello, my fellow scratchers, it's Steve back again with part 4 of Underrun, how to make Underrun in Scratch. And yes, this is on Sunday. This is Sunday upload. As you can see, it's Sunday right now. And so far, we have a helper, we have the. And I did a couple of changes before I made this tutorial. First of all, I added a mercy and a hide button with this simple code right here. Um, so first, we have two new variables here. We have the button type variable and the attack wait variable, and also two new broadcasts called fight and mercy. So first, when the green flag is clicked, it will make two clones. It will first set its button type, which is sprite only variable. So that means the clones have their own variables. So it sets the first one's variable to fight, and it creates the clones about the fight button, and then we have the button type variable or for the mercy, and it's creating the clone. So if attack wait means when the attack is done, then it shows. If it's not, then it will hide. Then inside the if, so, in the else it's hide, and in the if it's a show, and after that, if button is equal to fight, then switch costume to fight. I have two costumes here about fight one. It's basically a knife. The pixel font text of fight, and it's within a box. And make sure it's orange one. It can be any bright orange, but not a dark orange. So it's easier to look, and the Undertale buttons are usually orange, and when they're selected it's yellow. So if a button type is equal to fight, then it switch costumes to fight, which is this one, the first one. Then go to negative 10 0. So it's about somewhere it's somewhere about there. It's a bit low. It's a bit more lower, but it's somewhere about there. And if it's touching the player, it sets its color effect to 20. And if you see, if I set its color effect to 20, then it changes into a yellow color. And this is inside the if else, the touching player. And in the else, it does clear graphic effect. That means it will go back to being orange. And if there's any other pixel errors and all that, then it clears that. Then if I press the Z key is the interacting key in Undertale. So I press the Z key, then it broadcasts fight, and it waits. So it will wait to do the fight animation to load the enemy HP, and then it will set the attack weight to no. That means it can continue the fight. And in the else of if button type is equal to fight, it's basically the same thing except by switching the constant to mercy, and the x is 105 and the y is 0. And touching that color effect is same, key is same, but the broadcast is equal to mercy. And else graphic effect is same. And that's all. And then I made some changes to the code for tutorial. So first, set attacker tutorial, and it sets the attack weight to no. That means it directly starts the attack. It waits 1.9 seconds as usual. It does the attack, change the score, and then set attack weight to yes. That means it unlocks the fight and mercy key, and it waits until the attack weight is known. So until they have chosen attack or either fight or mercy, then it's going to be. And after 2.5 seconds of that waiting, it will do the next attack, change the score again, and set the attack weight to yes and wait. And that's how it's going to go. Next, I also made the broadcast of if it receives fight, change karma by 5, and if it's received mercy, then change karma by -5. And in both the cases, we're going to change the progress of the player. So I'll add that later on. And the route is not yet used yet, but I will use it later on. So if the route is on genocide, it will go negative. And if we are asking why not genocide and pacifist, is because there's the neutral route also in which you can spare anyone, so you can kill anyone, but it's mainly if you go ahead and there as well after the fighting. And so that's the neutral route, and after that you can unlock the pacifist. So that's why I'm basically putting neutral in here just to make sure that it's a pacifist or a genocide route. So that's why it's going to be based on numbers. Also, I added game over. When I receive game over, it will stop other scripts and sprite, and it goes to this game over text, which is basically the same thing as Toriel except it's gray and it's typed in as game over in the pixel font. Okay, and that's pretty much it. All the changes I've done for the game. So now let's continue. So first, I want to make sure that we have an enemy sprite, not an enemy sprite, but to show the attackers. So I'll just want always the monsters or the inhabitants of the underground, and we'll start with Toriel. So I'm going to upload costume from the so I'll type in Toriel, right, and I will edit it a bit here and there. This will be in the uh, color edition, so I pick one of I think I'll take that. Yes, and I'll put this in the. You can download it in your own way by doing right clicking on, but I just dragged it to my desktop, so it's easier uploading. So first, I'm going to rename this tutorials so that my computer doesn't forget. Tutorial, and I'm moving this to my Undertale. So if you guys don't know, I have a folder with all the Undertale music of the Undertale text just later on, and I'm going to add that right now. First, I need to go to desktop. Now, so you don't really need to have this folder for saving stuff and what, but it's to basically keep it organized. Okay, that we have the toggle costume right here, and we'll have to edit this. So first, let's fill all the black with nothingness, the none color, and don't really have to edit out this, but I feel like I should. So a small montage here. Okay, I don't think I really need to edit it out. Might as well make it. Or actually, what I could do is copy this into a vector style art, and I think that would be a good idea. So you can get a PNG image, also make your stuff, make it much, make this process much easier for yourself. But if you're like me and want to have some perfect stuff, then you can just do what I'm doing right here. So I'll just shape it into the outline here. Yeah, uh, okay. Yeah, no point and curve. So adjust it. Okay, got this right here. So okay, we got this here. Not another right here. Mm, this doesn't really have to be perfect. So and try your own way of doing this. Trying to smoothen this out. So that seems like a good enough shape for the face. Now for the horns, I'll make a circle here, whatever the outline. I'll make this like an outline of three. Then I'll make the top a pointed one and also the side pointed, and I'll accent it on the face. I'll make a curve between the 2 points. I'll make this a point again on the right side, and I'll make a curve in between the points. Then I should have a good enough point. Okay, that seems good enough. The face, make it horizontal, pull it up a bit. Okay, and we're done with the basic face. So I'll just drag this out of the way, and then we can focus on the eyes. So we'll do a no fill and an outline, dark outline, and the outline the eyes, make it full of an outline of two, and we'll get the paint tool and make big circle here, and then we'll get the reshape tool and kind of adjust it to pupil, the U pupil shape, and we'll select everything here and we'll bring it here. I'll grab the outline tool and I'll grab the eraser tool actually and select the outline itself. Remember that you have to keep this selected so it doesn't erase the whole background. And I'll set the size to something like 10. And I'll erase the under part here. And just okay, I think that matches, and we'll see where are the phones. Let's look into eyebrows. It doesn't really have to be perfect for you, and you can just copy this from my project once I complete this. But if you want, you can make your own tutorial for your project and make sure this aligns. You can also see right here. Okay, now for the nostril is just basic holes. So make it three, one right here, one here, and then for the mouth, we're also going to use. Actually, we're going to use the circle for the mouth, the square, and then make the arms. You will have to zoom in for this. Okay, just put it here. Maybe this a bit. Okay, and if I drag this should match. Okay, I think that looks good enough. That will be the face right there. Now for the arm is easy and tight. So we'll get the rectangle tool. The fill will copy it here. Fit right on. Now outline it as always is back. And I'll take the outline of 4 and draw an entire rectangle here. Connect it to the ears and add curve. Okay. This curve is supposed to be straight and also not so straight. That curve, but it's meant to be straight. And okay, and we have the foreground. Now we'll take the word tool again and copy the color of delta, the delta room symbol, and we'll decrease the outline by 1 pixel and let's put a curve on where the point is. We'll delete this, make it a curve, curve it right here, and we'll delete this, and the color, make it more. But I think it looks pretty amazing. Maybe put this up down. Sample take a right, and I think that should be good. And this will be the tricky one, the wing with the halo and the three triangles, the deltas. So I'll take a white fill with no outline, white, and uh, and do something like this. I'm not pixelating this. So remember, I'm not going to pixelate it for later on videos also. So you might want to get your training for the say, vector art skills, and I think it's pretty easy to learn. So vector. Okay. I think that looks pretty convincing enough, and the circle is easy. It's easiest. Then we'll copy this link, paste it to the horizontal, and it should match this. Now for the triangles, also it's going to be easy. Just delete this and get here. And also the triangles, if you see, they're more like pentagons when you look closely. But from far away, they'll kind of look like pixelated triangles. I don't know if they're supposed to be triangles or pentagons, but let's just go with the design that Toby Fox has made for the character. Copy paste and flip vertically for the bottom one. Look at that. Now let's select the whole thing and fit it inside the purple print near the center. Okay, that looks good. So let's actually just fit the head in here. You select the head and make sure to keep this on the front. And enlarge the head a bit. It might not be the perfect way that it was intended, with small face, but it looks pretty convincing. Copy the white and an outline of three, and we're going to start making the house, which should be pretty easy enough. And we'll add the hands also while we are go backward. Okay, maybe we'll have to shift this a bit to more right. Shift this also to the right, a bit down. Okay, now we'll copy this. Actually, just angle it down a bit. Copy paste. The horizontal line. Okay. Now for the feet. Okay, then we're going to use a rectangle. Use the curve, curving it, and then make this a curve one, this straight. Okay, that looks pretty nice enough. Now I'll just add some lines here to show the toes. Or actually, I should be calling the paws rather than feet. Oh, back it up a bit. Make it a bit smaller here. I see that it's a bit curved here also. Give it more detail. And also, it will probably up. Shift this one here, shift this here. Mm, copy paste it, left horizontal. Okay, that looks actually good. Maybe it doesn't look like the real Toriel or something. But okay, it definitely wasn't perfect. So, I should probably shift the filter to okay, that looks pretty convincing enough. So we have tutorial and then we'll duplicate this and this is when the hit happens or the final hit. So we'll get rectangle, red fill a bit dark, you can choose your own and because rectangle here and we'll put a curve here, also a curve right here. Then we'll copy this slash or marker and we'll minimize it to a small point and we'll probably extend it to this point where the black shadow part comes in. So we'll just do this and this. Okay. Next we have to put the expression. Just make the pupils more smaller. Also, one more thing I forgot was the eyeballs. So, outline of two. Okay, one more thing is that I should probably change the expressions in the fight. It isn't really a happy expression, but more like a serious expression. Um, Paste that down a bit. I should probably just keep this. That looks just fine actually when you see it. Paste. And then the dusting is basically changing its brightness to gray one, and then it changes its ghost effect with the sound of the dusting. Okay, the recording is going to finish, so I'll be right back after it finishes. Okay, so we have the two sprites of the tutorial. One is the fight ones and one is the attack. So this also is going to be like uh, when I start as a drone. Um, let's get now. Okay, then. So we'll get the forever attack which was 5 instead of the button type. So when it receives fight and when it receives mercy, so mercy it basically shows and then it hides itself later on. So it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna put sprite in between the fight and mercy this here. So go to x0 and 145. Okay, so when it receives fight, uh, will wait 0. It will wait 0.5 seconds and then we'll make a new sprite and call this attack animation. So if you know in Undertale there are different weapons you can get and each of them have their own animations. So attack animation. I'm going to basically copy the slash of what I will do. Copy that, paste it here. Go further, we'll make it horizontal. Let's add some small and a bit above. We adjust it a bit like this, and also make sure the fill is brighter. Mm, somewhere at 60 something. And also we'll make sure it goes as close so we can do what the position will be like. Okay, so first, so we'll call this S1 or slash 1. That can happen with the stick or the knife. Copy and paste. Duplicate the S1, it becomes S2. So make it bigger. See, make it go down a bit. So it has the feeling of could be a curve. Okay, so maybe we'll position it down a bit. Okay. Then S3. So put it down. It's basically the same thing except now the slashes move off to the down point. And add another two curves there. So 1, 2, 3. Look at this, and this one it makes a kind of U-shaped costume. But you can upload your own Undertale, Undertale slash costume. I think there's like a set of sprites you can download, but I'm making my own here. So, and this is the point where it kind of divides. So, on this part becomes the U again. So if we get a repeat, the switch costume to S1 and how many costumes? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it repeats 4 next costume. It's a bit fast, so we'll have to add a weight also. So 0.05, maybe 0.1. We'll put it before the costume so you can see the first slash coming in. Maybe 0.09 and it hides. So this is how it will go. When green flag click, it will obviously hide and go to 0.45, and when it receives 5. So later on, I'll add a new variable called attack item, which is either it's attacking the fan or the hook or the knife or the stick. Depends. So for now, it's just going to be S1 show costume since we only have these costumes. Okay, then also we'll switch costume to attacker, which is Toriel, and later on I'll add a joining it with tutorial, and then put in. I actually need to search what is tutorial HP, tutorial HP. This was okay. HP is 440. So we'll name this as 440, and this one will be tutorial 0, meaning tutorial at 0 HP or less. At 0 or less, so attacker, and we'll make a new one called boss HP for sprites. And at the beginning, we'll set the boss HP to 440. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back and my project can save. So we'll switch costume to attacker and join the boss HP, and I think it should work. So let's just run this. Just remove the file for the show here cover. So we'll slowly change the boss HP by 1 HP, sorry, and I'll display this with oops, sorry, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It will be a long way down. I'm just making sure that any number it will stay at the same costume until it reaches 0, which is storage and boss HP at 0. Okay, we still have a content for this. I'll probably put a repeat here, repeat 310, and we'll just wait 0.1 second so we can at least see if it works. Okay, so far it's still the same costume. We'll just wait until it's 0, and if it's like 0 and below, then we'll set if attacker HP is equal is less than 0, then set attacker HP to 0, and then it runs the script of testing away. Okay, so now I'll just repeat. So let's just remove this script. Okay, yes, so it's still the switches. It's still at the 0 HP when it's lesser, so I don't think we have to add a new script here. So fire show. Okay, good. So we are done with the boss. Sprite for showing the attack. Okay, now we also want to change the boss HP. So we're going to change the boss HP by attack. So that's 3 attack multiply, and usually we can get 21, 22, 23. So pick random. We get a pick random. Pick random between 6.5 to 7.9. So we get random 2 or 3 numbers here and there. And I won't be adding the damage script that you have here. And so the more powerful attack items you get, the more attack increases. So just fight mercy and put this fight here. So it doesn't go in the game. Let's test this. Hold on. I actually lower the volume because it's too loud for my voice to come. But not too low, like 33. I don't know if you'll be able to hear it. Um, I think you can still hear me, right? Okay, so one more thing I should add is in costume at height with 0.9 seconds height and with this, and also broadcast a message called boss shake. So if you see in the Undertale types of fights, you see that bosses or any type of enemy they shake whenever you are finished hitting them. So you will have to do a broadcast wait, boss shake. So we'll do when I receive boss shake, we'll go to X pick random from -15 to +15. To far from negative actually not negative 45 but from 30 to 60. Yes, that's a 60. Okay, and we're going to repeat this 15 times, a lot of 15s type of numbers going on, and repeat that a couple of times and then goes back to its original position. So let's just show and see. Okay, I should probably add a wait to 0.1 second here to run smoothly. Okay, maybe too slow on that, so 0.75. 2.5. Oh, wait, sorry. 2.07. Okay, maybe I should make it 5. Okay, there, and I should probably lower the number a bit. So negative 5 to 5 and 40 to 50. So now it has the shake effect there. And if I were to do this right there, and maybe make the weight a bit less, so 0.01 there. So now we have a working attack system, and we'll just probably do this repeat until so now actually let's work on Toriel's third attack, and then it keeps looping here until the target is a Toriel's HP is less. So we'll do repeat. We'll do a summon projectiles. Okay. So we'll call this. So the direction is right itself. The delay, meaning delay between the whole uh, attack, I think. Uh, yeah. Okay. So delay between every wave going on. So I'll say about 1.5 seconds. Not 1.5, but 2.1 or 1.95, something like that. Because this attack is a bit slow and a bit tricky to move. So if you remember in the last tutorial, at the end we created a firewall costume, and it goes between negative about 160 to down below. So I'll just see how far it can go here. It goes pretty far down. Definitely greater a lot. So from I can go from y negative 50, which is more. This is the most y value from our sprite that's supposed to just be an attack that we have. I mean, I guess it's pretty obvious. So we have from negative 556. So and this is the last attack Toriel has. So we don't really have to make anything. So set y position to y position plus y position. It doesn't have a y position of player. It doesn't target the player at all. So we don't need a y position of player. I don't know if that disappeared. Um, uh, so we will see. Other. I don't know how that went, but let's do a quick random between negative 550 from negative 550 to negative I'm sorry, not negative but positive. I guess 550 only. Okay. And switch costume to firewall. Okay, my project is not handled or not able to save, so I'll be right back. Come back and project save. So we have a firewall costume that's ready for attack, and we have to add the speed of the firewall. The costume is equal to firewall. Firewall moves a bit more slower. So slow, but it's not slow, but not fast either. The firewall, you can see they are a tiny bit behind the firewall. So 5.5 steps for firewall. There we go. Okay. Uh, okay, I will try for the project couldn't save. Okay, my project has saved. And that's a firewall costume that we got. So the very go set it to find us here. And so I think you can just set the firewall right also. Just set attack plan to firewall. Extra we don't have any. I'll just put in 7 waves and chances of repeating itself. It doesn't repeat inside itself, like create multiple zones. So chance is equal to 1 and fixed chance is also equal to 1. It can only spawn one. One fireball there. Okay, so it does that. Change the score by 20. Okay, for some reason I have problems here with my something. So I'll be right back again. Okay, I'm back and that's my project saves again. Oh, so it does the whole this thing here and it will repeat this whole thing will repeat until uh, uh will repeat until uh, it will repeat until where is this was actually is less than 0 sorry less than 1 because less than 1 is equal to 0 or 0 times something like that. Repeat until was HP is less than 1. Yeah, and think we should be good for maybe. So this will repeat until Toriel's HP is less than 0. And then after that happens, it will change the attacker to Papyrus and set his HP to I don't know, 520 something. I'll focus on that in the next episode. So let's see. Something I should add is the dying boss code. So we'll also add an if boss HP if boss HP is less than 0. Just 1 actually because I don't know anyone except for this who survived at decimal HP. I mean, I don't know the number of boss HPs and getting that. You can calculate it though. I'm not going to calculate it and just go it. The boss HP is less than 1. Then we're going to switch costume to join the attacker and automatize HP 0. Then start changing uh, the brightness effect. So let's switch the costume to toggle 0. Then start changing the brightness effect with this here. Get the graphic effects before that. And also we'll put this at the beginning of this, the graphic effects. So let's just put the negative. So negative. I don't want it to go. very I don't know, I don't know if the color affect matters here. Hmm, maybe just for negative 3 to make it a bit darker. Okay, then we can do like 20 and negative 1.5. So we make the process slower. But it becomes slower, and then change the host effect. Change the host effect by 10. So right after that, we'll change the host effect by again negative uh, so negative 1.5 will do it fine. So it basically is completely. Then after that, clear all graphic effects because it will switch its HP soon. So 0.3 should okay. Again, the error came back, so we write back up of it. Okay, I'm back and my project is fixed. The sharing of my project, clear graphic effects, and go the whole walls animation. So that's when we'll know that we the tutorial and it has time. Oh, sorry, the virus. So we'll do the DNA pattern. here you have one level. So later on I'll change the HP to 24. But then why this is better than here because how to do that? I will cross that maybe after the app, okay, I don't but see here, let's see how far we have gotten here. 6, that's more of a HP increase. Why did that happen? Unless, okay, yep. I completely forgot to do a multiply by negative. So I think her HP is what? 420. My internet went again, but that's fine. But next, but this is the end of the tutorial and this one. So just -1, and next time when we try it out, it should go down. So if any of you manage to beat Toriel in the project that is shared, I'll send the link in the description. Um, you can check out game. Um, if you manage to beat Toriel boss, then congrats, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Also, just to make things easier and uh, things what it was. Uh, Actually, I'm not sure if I should change the HP right here. because we don't know if it's going to switch to the genocide or pacifist at the beginning. So yeah, but I'll leave it at 20. If you manage to beat it, congrats. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye guys.